So we're going to just start in a comfortable seated position. Shoulders down the back, a little wiggle, a little shuffle off. And just resting the hands either on the knees or in the lap, whichever feels comfortable. And closing or lowering the eyes. We're just going to arrive at the breath. So I just want you to feel the cooler air coming in and the warmer air going out. And we're just zoning into the breath. Arriving on our mat in our space. And in today's session, we'll be making a little bit of space in the body, making a little bit of breathing room and trying to release tension that might just be caused by working at a desk or just general stress. So when you're ready, breathing in through the nose and then breathe out through the mouth. And just taking some long, lovely breaths, expanding the belly, the chest. And as you exhale, just letting it all go, releasing what is no longer serving you today. Wonderful. Just a few more. As we inhale, lengthening the spine up to the sky. As you exhale, releasing the jaw, relaxing the face. Wonderful. Taking one more beautiful breath in. Sigh it all out through the mouth. And then let the breath settle to a nice natural rhythm. Just in through the nose, out through the nose. Perfect. We're going to take a roll of the shoulders. So just want you to start taking the shoulders up as high as you can and then rolling them back and down. Making this nice big movement, as big as feels comfortable here. Really noticing any space or any tension in the shoulders. Perfect. Just take a few more of those, getting a little bit of warmth into the shoulders. Lovely. Give the arms a little shake off, rotate the wrists, wiggle the fingers. And then we're going to take the hands down to the sides of the body, so fingertips just gently resting on the earth. On an inhale, we're going to lift the arms all the way up. As you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows, bring them down to about shoulder height. Inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, stretch away and down. The inhale is bringing us up. The exhale is going to bend the elbows, maybe spread into the hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. I'm just going to take 3 more of these in your own time. So you follow your breath. As you bend the elbows, maybe pulling the shoulder blades together. We're sitting up lovely and tall, activating the belly. Perfect. Taking our last one. Finding that lovely warmth, the energy in the body. Bringing the hands down. Again, shaking off the arms. We're going to plant the right hand down onto the earth. Inhale, take the left arm up, and then as you exhale, fold it over to the side of the body. You might need to move the hand a little further away. You might find that the forearm comes to the floor, or maybe not, might be lifted. Just breathe in there, rolling this top shoulder backwards as if it was going to lean on the wall behind you. Lovely open heart. Perfect. On an inhale, bringing it all the way back up. Just take a few of those shoulder rolls. Then we'll take that to the other side. So planting left hand down on the ground. Inhale, right arm comes up. As we exhale, we fold the body to the side. Really seeing if we can open up the ribs, the belly, making that space. Lovely steady breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, bringing it up to center when you're ready. And again, just roll out the shoulders. We're going to uncross the legs and just take them out as wide as feels comfortable. The very gentle point of the toes. So the toes are sort of gently lifting up towards you. Nice tall body. We're going to take a lovely deep inhale, stretch the arms to the sky. As you exhale, lower down into a wide leg forward fold. So just seeing how far the body wants to go. Nice long back, lifting forward and down. Might feel comfortable to take the hands to the feet or the hands to the shins, wherever the body will allow. Just making a little bit of space in the legs and the hips. Relax the shoulders and the face. Perfect. On an inhale, let's just roll it all the way up. Give the legs a little shimmy. And then we're going to bring it over on to our hands and knees, our tabletop position. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We've got a lovely flat back. I'm going to move into some cat-cow tilts. A little bend in the elbows. We're going to inhale, lift the head and the chest, point the bottom. As you exhale, round the back and push the spine to the sky. Inhale, lift it up, little round in the back. As you exhale, pushing up to the sky. Follow your breath. So we're rounding and arching, really waking up the spine, make some space in the vertebra. Lovely. Maybe going slightly side to side. You could roll around, explore the shoulders, the hips. Just making any movement that feels good for you right now. And when we're ready, you settle back into tabletop, tuck the toes under. Push up and over to our downward facing dog. So really trying to send the sitting bones as high as we can. And then pedal the knees as if you're riding a bike. Just bending one leg, then the other. Perfect. Fabulous. And then pull both heels towards the earth, not worrying if they don't get there. Let the head go heavy. Push the heart to the thighs. Just taking a few breaths there. Lovely. When we're ready, we're going to come back down to the knees. Come off the wrists, give them a little shake. And then depending on your space, you might want to turn lengthways on the mat. So we're going to come up to a high kneeling position. So hips are over the knees. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. So got a lovely open front of the body. I'm going to take the right leg out, about in line with the knee, into our gate posture. Hands gently resting down on that thigh. We're going to inhale, take the left arm up. As you exhale, leaning over to the right. So similar to what we started with, we're making some space inside of the body. Wonderful. Lovely. On an inhale, we're going to bring it all the way up. Bring the arms in line with the shoulders. And then exhale, left hand to the earth. Fabulous. So you've got a couple of options here. You can take this top arm and reach over the head, so it really feels like the whole of the side of the body is waking up. And you could also lift that right foot off the ground. It's going to challenge the tummy a little bit more, so you choose. You could just have it resting. Few lovely long breaths there. Bringing that foot down. Inhaling, we're going to lift all the way up. Exhale, release. Have a little shake off, bring the knee down, and then just roll the hips in circles. Just noticing how that feels, taking it in the other direction. Bringing it back to center. Let's take that onto the other side. So left leg extends now. Lovely tall body, resting that left hand. Inhale, right arm comes up as we exhale over to the left. A few lovely long breaths, keeping that chest open. If we feel like we're facing the floor, see if we can pull the shoulder back. Perfect. On an inhale, you're going to bring it all the way up. And exhale, take it over to the opposite side. So right hand comes to the earth. This top hand can reach over if that feels okay. And you could lift that left foot up if you want to. Gently activating the belly, the hip and the glute. Lovely. Dropping that foot down. Inhaling, windmilling it up. Exhale. Take the hands down. Take the knee down. And again, have a few rolls of the hips. Notice how that feels. Lovely. If we've turned, we're going to come back just into the center of the mat. Take the hands down. Tuck the toes under when you're ready and push up to downward facing dog. Really see if you can send the heels towards the earth for just 1 or 2 breaths. Then we're looking up towards the hands and walking or stepping it forward into a forward fold. Little bend in the knees and then let the body relax. Let everything go. You might even bring the hands to the opposite elbows so that you've got a nice bit of weight pulling the head and the shoulders down towards the ground. Little shake, maybe rocking. And when you're ready, little bend in the knees. We're going to inhale, roll it all the way up. Nice and slowly. Shake off the body, shake off the arms, the legs. Move the head. Fabulous. Then we're going to step out nice and wide on the yoga mat. So you've got a lovely wide stance that feels comfortable, you feel confident there. We're going to take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and gently pull the hand down. Otherwise, we could take hands to the forearms, entirely up to you. Lifting the heart, the chest, little tiny bends in the knees so we're not locking out the joints. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, let's fold it forward all the way or as far as you want to go. If halfway feels just good enough, you can stay there. Keep sending the hands away from you. A little bend in the knees. We're going to inhale, lift it all the way up. And then release the arms. Have a little roll. And then we're going to turn the heels in slightly so that the feet are facing very gently away from each other. Going to bring the hands together at the heart. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, coming into a yogic squat. Engagement of the belly as we gently push the hips forward. You can stay there or you could take the arms out, elbows bent, fingers spread. Nice steady breath, just getting a little bit of heat into the body. Couple of lovely long breaths, but do come out at any point if you need to. Lovely. Let's just go a touch deeper for one breath. And then lift it up, stretch it high, and release the arms. Step the feet in. Again, shake off, roll the ankles a little, get all that lovely heat and blood flowing through the lower body. Fab. Going to come back to the top of the mat. So we've got lots of space behind us. We're going to stand lovely and tall and inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, fold it down. We're going to bring the hands to the earth, step the right foot back, bend the front knee. And then when you're ready, inhaling, lifting the body, pushing that back heel back and down. We might take the arms up or we might bring the hands together. It's entirely up to you, wherever you want to be. Lovely. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and sweep the arms back and down as if you were going to try and touch the back foot. And just breathe it there for a few moments. Open heart, open chest. Lovely. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hands back down to the earth. We're going to step it back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs, giving a little shake. And then just pausing there for 1 or 2 breaths. Lovely. Looking up towards the hands, walk it or step it forward to your forward fold. Nodding the head. Let's inhale, roll it all the way up to standing, mountain posture. Shoulders back and down, just check in with the breath. How do you feel? Then let's take that onto the other side. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, fold it forward. Bring the hands down to the ground, step the left leg back this time, bending that front knee. When you're ready, lifting the body, pushing the legs down, bringing the arms up if you want to, or hands to the heart. Taking your time here, feeling the balance, the challenge, all of the sensations. Lovely. On an inhale, sweep the arms back. Lift the chest. Fabulous. Let's inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down, step it back to downward facing dog. Again, just taking a little walk out, a little shake, and then settling into stillness. Fabulous. Let's bend the knees, bring them down to the ground, sitting back on the heels for a few moments. Finding that lovely long spine, little engagement of the belly. We're going to take the hands behind us. So again, interlacing the fingers if that feels comfortable, or holding onto the forearms if you prefer. We're going to pull the hands back and down if we're interlacing the fingers. Lift the chest. Just breathing some space into the body. Now you can stay here, this is wonderful, or you might decide to fold it forward, maybe halfway, maybe bringing the head down to the ground. Just see where you would like to be for 3 long breaths. And then very gently, if you have lowered down, coming all the way back up. And releasing, shaking off the arms. We're going to slide over onto the sitting bones. Give the legs a nice little shake. Finding a cross-legged position or bringing the feet together if you prefer. Sitting up, lovely and tall. Just going to gently rest the hands down onto the knees and take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Just letting the head fall down. Taking some nice steady breaths, feeling the left side of the neck and the shoulder. Perfect. Bringing the head back to center. I'm going to take it all the way over to the other side. And just noticing, does one side of the neck feel different to the other? Really relaxing the shoulders and the face. Fabulous. Let's bring the head all the way back to center. Just give the shoulders a little roll. Perfect. We're then going to take the right arm behind us, bend the elbow and take the hand up the back, facing the palm away from you. And the hands might be down in the lower back, it might be up between the shoulders. It really depends on your body. Feeling a little bit of sensation in that right shoulder. I'm going to drop the head over to the left hand side. And just notice maybe the intensity has changed slightly now that we've bent this elbow. Taking a few nice long breaths, but do come out at any point if it causes any pain. Very gently bringing it back to center. Release the arm Give the shoulder a roll. Shake off the wrist. Let's take that onto the other side. So taking the left arm, bending it up the back, palm facing away from the body. Sitting up lovely and tall. Taking the head over to the right hand side this time. Again, just feeling all of the sensations. There's no good, there's no bad. This is just how our body is feeling. Perfect. Lovely. Bring the head back to center. Release the arm, shake it off. If we've got the legs crossed, let's just uncross them and then recross them the other way. Rooting the sitting bones down. And take a nice seated twist. So we take the right hand over to the left knee, twist the spine round, looking over that back shoulder if that feels okay on the neck. A few lovely long breaths. And then very gently releasing back to center. Take a breath. And then let's move that onto the other side. So left hand over to the right knee, twisting round. Lovely. Noticing how that feels. Perfect. Releasing back to center. Roll the shoulders out. Take the legs out. Have a little shake. And then we're going to come down to the mat. So just sliding ourselves forward. Plenty of space behind you. To roll down to the floor, you could just bring your hands down. Or you might gently hold the backs of the thighs. Roll it down. Find that lovely long spine on the ground. When you're ready, bringing the knees up to the belly, giving yourself a nice hug in, a little rock from side to side. Fabulous. Then we're going to take the knees out lovely and wide, let the feet be heavy. We're just opening the hips. And again, you might rock very gently from side to side. Lovely. And bringing the knees together, take the hands to the backs of the thighs. We're going to stretch the feet up to the sky. So you might want to pull the legs in a little bit to really feel a nice bit of activation down the backs of the legs. You might be able to reach up a little bit further, maybe even fingers round the toes. Finding wherever feels right for you for 2 or 3 breaths. Just making space in the backs of the legs, back of the body. Very gently, let's bend the knees, bring it down, bring the feet to the earth. Lovely. Come into a figure 4 position, which is really great for making a bit of space in the hips. So you're going to take the right foot up onto the left thigh. Just let that knee fall away. You might feel here that right hip is just opening a little bit. If you want to take it further, to feel it a little bit more, take the hands behind the left thigh and gently pull it forward. Just noticing if that's the right version for you. Settle into the breath. Consciously relax the hips. Perfect. And then very gently let the leg go. Bring that right foot down onto the ground. Just take a very gentle sweep from side to side with the knees, loosening out anything that needs to be looser. And we'll bring that onto the other side. So just planting the feet down. We're then going to lift that left foot up. Take it over to the right thigh. Settling there for a moment, just see how that feels. If we want to, we take the hands behind the right thigh, gently pull it in. Nice long breaths. Fabulous. That's one or two more breaths there. And then releasing the feet to the ground. Again, just taking that very gentle sweep from side to side with the knees. Little gentle twists. And then we're bringing it back to center. Bring the hands to the belly, and we can either keep the knees bent or take the legs out long. Just lying down for a moment. Gently pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. Lovely open heart. And just zone back into the breath. Feeling the inhale, filling and lifting the belly. And the exhale, softening and releasing. Just flow with the rhythm of the breath, maybe closing the eyes, just letting go. Feel the cooler air coming in and the warmer air going out. Allow the arms just to drift down to the floor, make a bit of space. Take the arms out, maybe even taking the legs out a little wider. And as the inhale comes in, just feeling it filling the whole body with fresh energy for the day. And as we let go, we're releasing anything that isn't serving us. When you're ready, you can take the arms above the head and stretch the whole body, lovely long full body stretch. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles. And taking whatever movement feels right for you right now. Until you're ready to just roll over onto one side and push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Finding the long spine once again. Resting the hands down onto the knees. Very gently tucking the chin down towards the chest. I'm just going to roll the chin very softly from side to side. Just to loosen up any tension in the neck. Get the upper body active and warm again, ready to move into the rest of the day. Bringing the chin to center, lifting back up, and then taking some rolls with the body. So we're going round in circles with the body. Starting to move into the shoulders, maybe moving the head and the neck. Getting a little bit of energy back. Let's take a few lovely deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take it round in the other direction. Making this movement as big or as little as feels right for you. Fabulous. Slowly bringing it all the way back to center when you're ready. Taking a moment to lower or close the eyes, bring the hands together at the heart. Nodding the head down for a moment, just thank yourself for taking this time to practice. And thanking your beautiful body for everything it's able to do. Namaste.